The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sand Hills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Wednesday, folks. Happy Wednesday. It is signing day. Not only Wednesday, it's signing day, and the fax machine has already been going off since 6:30. Chris Raff is out on the road. Safe travels to Raff and the fam. We got our guy, 97 National Championship cornerback, Jay Gates in the house. Jay, what's happening, man?
What's up, my man? You know, I'm back. I was on vacation, and it's days like today that remind me that I needed that vacation. I was in the Cayman Islands, 87 degrees every day, and now here I am back in reality of where I live and where I come from.
It's going to be 87 here today. It's going to be about minus 8 and maybe 7 degrees.
When you cancel school because the wind is blowing cold, you know you got problems.
You know, Chief, and you think about this. I was looking at your pictures you were posting on the Cayman Islands, man. The water everything looked amazing down there, man.
It's ridiculous. It is. I mean, we've done some traveling. I've been to Jamaica, Hawaii, whatever. Even the kids ranked it higher than our Hawaii trip. I mean, it was just stupid, crazy cool.
How long were you guys gone?
We were gone a whole week, but
Right.
we made it into a road trip to Chicago. Then we flew from Chicago to the Grand Cayman, stayed in Grand Cayman, came back, and then we road trip back from Chicago.
Nice. Cool. That looked like it was a great trip, man.
Yeah. Let's just start with this. Shout out to the fax machine from early break. Jake told me to make sure to give him credit here because we get to play it one more time here.
Uh-oh.
So here we are, officially, I'm going to find it on our little sheet here, as the 6 foot, 195-pound wide receiver from Raymore Peculiar High School, Jaden Doss, is officially in. He tweeted it out on his personal account a little bit ago that he was a Cornhusker, but now it's official from Nebraska's account. So there's that 500-mile radius kind of popping up that Matt Rule talked about at his introductory press conference as Jaden Doss is officially signed. And once again, our early sign day coverage sponsored by Live Hydration Spa, 72nd and Pioneers. Recover or stay healthy with vitamin C, zinc, and other essentials in their cold and flu therapy. So once again, shout out to Live Hydration Spa, 72nd and Pioneers.
Thinking Sip may need to use some of that stuff this morning, man. Big shout out to Sip. Thought Squad team, he gets better. I mean, he manned it up this morning, went through 5 segments, and could tell he was under the weather. But it's a big day, you know, so that today is definitely not the day that you want to be under the weather. But Sip, get your rest this morning as much as you can before those pressures kick in. And Jaden Doss was one of those kids, Gates, and as you know, Nick, that was kind of under the radar. Mm-hmm. And I think he's one of those guys that's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder too.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of the recruiting experts, if you want to call it that, within the Nebraska media, and they really like Jaden Doss. He was a guy that obviously this new staff must have liked enough to carry over from the previous staff. Mm-hmm. And once again, like the stats, or excuse me, not the stats, the recruiting ranking is not going to jump off the page. Mm-hmm. According to 24/7 Sports, the 85th best receiver in the country. But I would also say this, like when we look at the staff, what is the staff known for? Developing guys.
They develop,
right?
Man.
And so, and once again, the last 5 years have been get guys that are highly rated,
right?
But then not be able to develop them. Here we are, maybe with a little bit of a different approach, and they are getting guys that are taking guys that are maybe a little underrated, and believe that they can develop them because they've done it in their past.
So a quick review. Those, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Nick, that we got in so far. Obviously, there's a Jaden Doss that we just brought in. There's Tristan Alvano committed, the kicker from West Side. Okay, that's on page 3 of 5 of yours, Nick.
Okay.
And then Jason, how do you pronounce his last name? Muchacho.
Machichak. Muchacho works as well.
There was actually a restaurant called Muchachos.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not getting on that. We're not going down that rabbit hole again.
Delicious. Hey, Jay, how do you feel about grandmother's closing? Well, I mean, they closed a long time ago, but it finally being torn down.
The building and all that.
Yeah, just taking it away.
I suppose I have a little emotional attachment.
I do
to it,
too.
Having grown up in Lincoln, I remember Bob Carey was involved with that at some time.
Things one of the owners
many moons ago. But we got to embrace change.
Raff and I were talking about that for about an hour one day when AD was gone.
On the show.
On the show.
Yeah.
But here's the thing,
and it went for like an hour.
We had 200 and some texts about food and about restaurants that closed down. So you know what? When it's the off season, all hands are on deck and all bets are off.
Yeah.
And you talk about anything.
I do have emotional attachment only because I knew Bob Carey through my mom, and I remember going to grandmother's for breakfast.
Perfect.
Other than that, I'm cool.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so we were talking Jason Machichak.
Jason Machichak, Muchacho.
Yep.
Jason Machichak from Pierce, South. And I've been to Pierce, South Dakota before, man. They got good fishing up there. I didn't fish. But I went up there and spoke. But they do got good fishing, though. I do know that. People say, "Are you an outdoors guy?" Yep. Golf is played outdoors.
Putting hooks on worms is not what I do.
Exactly.
You're putting hooks on the pole. I'm putting tees in the ground to tip a ball and hit it out of bounds. We also had Jalen Lloyd. We mentioned that Jalen Lloyd on Nebraska's going West Side Omaha. Omaha West Side High School, 5'10", 160. We also Dwight Boodle, younger brother. I forget his older brother's name that played here. DiCaprio. I always think about Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep.
DiCaprio Boodle, his younger brother from Miami, Palmetto, Florida. Shout out to Tyrone Williams, former Nebraska cornerback out of Palmetto, Florida as well. And Leslie Dennis was actually Leslie Dennis was not from Palmetto. Leslie Dennis was from just northwest of there. No, that's Tommy and those guys at Bradenton.
Oh.
Tommy was born they was raised in Palmetto, went to Braden High School. Leslie Dennis, forget the high school he went to, is something. It's going to hit me in a second. But same area, though. So make sure we're not missing anybody else so far.
So far, ones we haven't said, Quentin Ives signed officially.
Out of Palmyra.
Yep, out of
New Jersey,
New Jersey. Gunnar Gatula from right down the road at Lincoln Southeast.
Yep.
And then Ramir Stewart from Philadelphia. It is the first... Oh gosh, I have to look this up. It's like the first time that they've gotten a high school recruit from the city of Philadelphia in a long time. But it's because Matt Rule has so many ties to Philly.
You know what? There's a tight song by Music Soul Child Jay called Philadelphia. Yeah, it's that smooth tip too, man. Oh yeah, you have to check that one out. So it's been a busy day because I think that fax machine started. The first one that came in this morning, was it Buddha that was the first one this morning?
Buddha was the first one
at 6?
At 6. I think it was like 6:03.
Yeah,
I was driving to the gym, honestly.
And I'm proud of you for getting there, big dog.
We got there. Rico, day 3.
I am very sorry, and this is going to suck. It's the first high school recruit out of Pennsylvania since 1999.
It's Pennsylvania.
Yeah, since 1999.
Thank you.
Don't tell me who it was.
I couldn't tell you.
I thought it was just Philadelphia, but it's the whole state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Jay, in 99, that would have been right after you were done. Our first recruit from Pennsylvania. I don't want to know. It's text liners. Help me out. I seriously want to know this one because I'm going racking through my brain. Who would have been from Pennsylvania? Oh, this is going to drive me nuts.
While you're thinking about that, somebody asked, any news on Benny Ngoyi from Lincoln High yet? He decided to stick with his commitment with the Iowa State Cyclones.
Iowa State.
So just a little too late there for Nebraska. I think there was quite the push made there. I think there was quite the push made there by Matt Rule and company. But unfortunately, Matt Campbell and Wednesday, and now, I mean, Iowa State's stolen Benny Ngoyi from Lincoln, and they stole Ben Bramer from Pierce, Nebraska as well.
Yes.
Is it really stolen though? I mean,
Ben Bramer. Hey, he had 11 catches for 249 yards and 3 touchdowns in the state title game.
Or you referring that was he recruited as well as he should have been because he was committed.
Oh, with Ben Bramer, he was just a guy that was kind of tied to the last staff, and I think that he just didn't want to. I give credit when you have a 70-some days coaching search. There's a lot of instability there, and I think Iowa State swooped in and just took advantage of Nebraska not having a permanent coach.
This kid's the truth.
So
when you think of this kid, think of our guy that was from Pierce, Nebraska, played tight end here. Oh man, it'll hit me. But he was from Pierce, Nebraska as well, and played tight end. It was very well. And his name will hit in a sec. The text liners know who I'm talking about. Jeremy the Grill Master says, "What is the rank of this class up to?" I'm not sure. I know it's hopping up there. Say if we get all the signings particular, I think we're in the top 30.
So
top 5 in the Big Ten.
As of last night,
Matt Herron. Thanks, Other Not Collins. Matt Herron.
So as of last night, it was 34th in the country. Now. We had Zach Carpenter of Inside Nebraska on the show yesterday, and he was talking about how just 2 weeks ago he was looking at it and it was going to be one of the lowest rated class. He thought it was going to end up being one of the lowest rated classes in Nebraska football history, in terms of just ranking and things like that. Which you only read into that so much. But he said Matt Rule. I mean, they did a job that they had no clue that was capable of being done. The way that Matt Rule has hit the ground running. All of his guys have hit the ground running. They said their entire staff over at Rivals said that there's nothing they've seen nothing like it. You
know what this is called? I call it chaotic. It's chaos, but it's orderly. Because they had to come in here, and quickly set up shop.
Yeah.
Because you figure he was hired on what day was he hired?
He was hired 24 days ago.
24 days ago.
The reason I know that is because he tweeted out day 24 this morning.
24 days ago.
Say you count the days. You were detailed
this
morning.
Yeah. Well, Nick always is. Oh yeah. 24 days ago, you accept the job. Then you're at ground zero. You have to go through who you currently had signed. And quite honestly, the listeners, we have a pretty savvy listening base, so they know. When a kid decides to go someplace else, sometimes the kid was asked to go someplace else because it didn't fit what their scheme was going to be.
Like what Prime is doing in Colorado.
Exactly.
U9 right there in the background.
Yeah.
Please step back. Group 2, you're moving forward.
And you know what, Jen? You bring up a good point because Jeremy the Grill Master asked this earlier before we started the show. Is anyone following Coach Prime's Twitter? I'm not following Coach Prime's Twitter, but I will say this though, because I don't want because that's a Colorado thing. But Prime is what Colorado needed. Okay, that's what that program has been basement for so long. And not saying that we've actually been upstairs either. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying. But Colorado's a different beast. Nebraska, like I said, good luck to those guys over there. I'm worried about here in Nebraska and Lincoln, our state right now. What Matt Rule had to do, him and his staff, assemble a staff. Okay, go through a roster. Okay, of your current commits and say, who's going to fit, who's not going to fit. There's so many different facts, so many different balls that are moving in motion right now. So many different things that are going on.
In addition to figuring out who you want to keep and who is going to stay with your current roster.
Yep.
Not even just the commits.
I mean who's on your roster right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like who's already signed, who's been here, who's going to be here next year. Trying to figure that out while trying to figure out how to assemble a staff. And we still now it was kind of released yesterday that that the guys within the department know who the wide receivers coach is going to be. It's not officially announced. Maybe we find out today, press conference at 2:30. Maybe we find out today from Matt Rule who the next wide receivers coach will be, but it seems to believe that it's in the NFL.
Yeah, wrap that mic right in front of your face. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at all the text, everything on here is crazy. I got to give. We have those clips ready yet?
Not quite.
Yeah, this is perfect time for a breakdown.
Yeah.
Hey, all you guys and gals that typed in Matt Herring, I appreciate you, Tim. Thanks a bunch. Unknown texter 7233, unknown texter 5590. Aaron, I appreciate you. A4 Herring, unknown texter 4172. I appreciate you, bro. Matt Herring, depressed Tim Miles, Matt Herring. I'm gonna get all your names on here. Stan, man, appreciate you, Matt Herring. Yes, Chase B, we did. We're going to talk about it when we come back. Chase B, please tell me you guys saw Fred Hoiberg's tweet with all the emoji asking Coach Rule if he was doing it right. Yes, we did. We're going to discuss. Folks, we're in the drive with AD and Raff. We got my boy, former national championship 97, Jay Gates filling in with us. Nick's with us well. The Hall of Fame coming in later as well. It's a crazy day. It's signing day on the ticket.
$93.7 tickets. Early National Signing Day. Hydration Spa.
Global is hiring. sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional taste with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technology. Internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize and discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships? One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. A better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Steve's Garage Doors and Services is hiring. They are looking for a garage door installation and service technician with a clean driving record. Experience is not required as they will train for the positions. However, mechanical aptitude is required. If you want to come be a part of a small business where you're family, not just an employee, call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today to apply at 402-480-2840. That's 402-480-2840.
Celebrated. 1959, Riddle's Jewelry has been family owned, and we're honored to be part of your family's most cherished moments. Riddle's will help you make this holiday special with savings of up to 50% on our sparkling selection of diamond, gemstone, and gold jewelry. Shop our holiday sale to find the perfect gift to celebrate the amazing memories this year has made. Riddle's Jewelry, for life's special moments since 1959.
Located inside Gateway Mall.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost associates with increased bonuses and vacation for hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and I'm back with Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. To me, have a lot going on at the dealership. Can you tell our listeners about it?
Sure can, Charlie. As I've said before, if you don't see a vehicle on our lot that you're looking for, it's probably on its way soon.
So, how many new Hondas do you have in stock or on the way?
We have a total of over 325, Charlie, with a great selection of Pilots and Ridgelines in stock right now.
Well, we have been talking about the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars for several months. How is that going?
People love it. We're buying all makes and models, whether they purchase the car from us or not. I mean, really, it's a no hassle, and we will pay them cash on the same day.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacation education for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket's coverage of early National Signing Day, sponsored by Live Hydration Spa. This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello. Good morning. Let's go. Let's rock. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Know you've been waiting for it. 'Cause I seen you watching. So let's go. Let's get it poppin'.
All right. We're back. Dun, 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 dun. Nick, we got some news.
Yep. I gotta find the sound.
We got some news. We got some. And Jay, here we go. Here's your facts. Old school.
All right. So first, let's do this. Nebraska has officially gotten the letter of intent from Elkhorn South's very own Maverick Noonan, a 6'4", 225 edge rusher, the 5th best player in the state of Nebraska. Maverick Noonan is officially in, but guess what?
Son of the great Danny Noonan.
Yes.
Defensive tackle here.
Time to play it one more time because Nebraska has also gotten the commitment of a transfer from Baylor University. If you followed Husker recruiting back in 2017 or 2018, I suppose, you would recognize the name Joshua Fleeks. He is a 5'11", 170-pound running back, and he played a couple years at Baylor. Obviously, what's crazy about this guy, he was actually recruited. His primary recruiter was Ryan Held. He was recruited by Nebraska and Baylor coming out of high school. Super fast guy. If you'll remember back what Nebraska was going for in recruiting back in 2018 when Frost got here, speed. And that's similar to what this staff is doing right now. They end up getting a transfer from Baylor in Joshua Fleeks.
Chris says, let's hold off on the judgment. I remember everyone praising Frost and his efforts on his first class while he was still coach UCF. Heard nothing, but he's tireless, relentless stud. Yeah, and Chris, I think the thing about it is I think everybody's told it's a trust but verify. But you love what he's assembled in such amount of time. Now, granted, recruiting's one thing, winning's another.
Very good.
So Chris, I'm right with you. Yeah, he's working tireless. I'm all with that. But again, trust but verify.
Yep. Trust
but verify. Go ahead. You know what? You bring up some. Jay, we're talking about how we just seen the picture of the young man
Jaden Doss.
Jaden Doss, and his picture on Twitter was his old football school helmet and Nebraska. That was it. Jay, what do you think? In fact, can we turn up Jay's volume?
I can't hear.
It would be
on his microphone. Which one we got right here for him? Just want to make sure we get it all up there, turned up right for him there. How was that? Go ahead, Jay. Speak it there now.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, cool.
There we go. There we go. There we go. So, Jay, what do you think about the whole recruiting, all the pomp that's going around it now?
Well, I understand that recruiting is the lifeblood of the programs, of every college program. You got to get the kids. But I think this day and age, and it's just where we are. It's not that I don't understand that technology has changed everything, but I think we just hype these kids up entirely too much.
Yeah.
These kids are on social media. They have these big events, these big hat switching events and announcements and all that. At the end of the day, and you know this, when they come in, it's no different than when you get to the NFL or whatever. You get smacked in the mouth one time by another kid. Welcome to the Big 10 or welcome to the Big 12. 5 stars, 4 stars, 2 stars. It doesn't matter. It's time to play ball. Everybody was big man on campus, and you're a freshman. Nobody cares. You're going to redshirt. When's the last time we had a true freshman come out and have any significant impact. It doesn't happen a lot.
Very few.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
we had a Frazier obviously during our time, then Hausman, this year, but
Adrian,
yeah, and you can think we could probably name that on one hand in the past 15, 20 years.
Yeah, so all the kids were celebrating today. I'm happy for every one of them, and I'm glad they get
now go to work.
Yeah, but we don't need all this. I'd rather just say, hey, look, I'm going to Texas, you know, or whatever. I'm just not big on the hype, and check me out. I'm doing this, and I'm have this, and grandma here. I mean, that's fine, but it's really you're not doing yourself any good. Well, that's my opinion.
And you know what, Jay, to your point, you're exactly right. But you know who created that? The adults in the room.
I know.
The ESPN shows where these kids are, and it's like Jay Forborn always says, Hall of Famer. Too many today enjoy the recruiting process more than the process of becoming a better player. Exactly. They love all the hype because eventually, once you, like you mentioned, once you check in that locker room, buddy, everybody that you're checking in with, they were also stars behind their names. And the ones who don't have stars are really coming for you because they're coming for respect.
Yeah.
So I like all the different hat switcheroo things. You know, I mean, I know it's the day and age where we're at. You have to accept it because that's the way it is. The adults in the room created this. So you have to roll with it, but have the understanding, look, kid, that's the easy part. That's the easy part to sign your name. The hard part comes in when you check in that locker room and start getting busy. The hard part comes in where you're getting your head knocked off every day in practice. The hard part comes in when you see, man, I could run by guys in high school. Now they're running right with me. That's going to be the hard part. However, all the pomp and circumstance right now is just the way the college recruiting is right now, unfortunately, man.
Yeah, that's the way it is. And, we got to accept it.
If we can play that clip, those clips ready to all, Nick? Let's play that one because this is kind of like what today is like. I got a few different ones. Let's play that one, the first one with, I don't want to tell because I want to see the folks who name it.
I have to see the first one.
Yeah, it's that first clip on there. I don't want to say the name, but you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, here we got one. I want you to name this movie because it reminds me of what signing day is like for colleges.
Keep the change. Think big. Think positive. Never show any sign of weakness. Always go for the throat. Buy low, sell high. Fear, that's the other guy's problem.
Valentine's?
Ever experienced.
Mortimer?
The unbridled carnage you're about to witness. Super Bowl, a World Series. They don't know what pressure is. In this building, it's either kill or be killed. You make no friends in the pits and you take prison. 1 minute, you're up $500,000 in soybeans, and the next, boom. Your kids don't go to college and they've repossessed your Bentley. Are you with me?
Yeah. Just like that.
Listeners, tell us where that image came. Tell us where that clip came from. Where does that sound bite? Think of, oh, there we go, Brad from Baldwin. Trading places, I win. Yes. And Jay, do you remember that scene?
Oh, absolutely. That's one of my Eddie Murphy is one of my favorite of all times, and anything he did, especially in the 80s, I've seen 3 million times.
Him and Dan Aykroyd were legendary in that movie, Trading Places. That's right when they're, and you know what's nostalgic and also eerie about that scene? They're walking into the trade centers, into the Twin Towers, and they're getting ready to go. If you have, Nick, you got to see that movie, man. I know it's this movie. Heck, I was a kid when that movie came out. It's a classic, but it's called Trading Places. And Jay, if you remember that scene, it's the pressure's on at that point. It's like you say, kill or be killed. It's like recruiting right now. It's like signing day. You have no idea what's going to transpire today. There's going to be shockers. There's going to be flips. There are some coaches who are going to need some Alka-Seltzer today because they thought they had a kid wrapped up in the bag, and booyah, they changed on you.
Facts,
man.
Speaking of wrapping them up.
Uh-oh.
All right, Nebraska has the letter of intent from a 6'2", 170-pound defensive back, Sincere Safiula.
Oh, I wanted to say this
from
name for so long.
IMG Academy. Sincere Safiula.
Sincere Safiula. Nick, tell us a little background about here, man.
He's been a Matt Rule guy, only Matt Rule guy. He's a guy that they brought in on that first week of visits, I believe, if I remember correctly. And he committed very quickly thereafter, back on December 12th, so just 9 days ago. But he was one of those guys that really got this heater that Nebraska's been on the last week or so, getting commitments. He's one of them that kind of kicked it off from IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. So obviously IMG, I mean, a pretty popular
very
and well-known high school football program. A lot of big names have come out of there and done pretty well.
Look up into the listeners out there. We have a very savvy listening base, but if you're unfamiliar with IMG, these kids that go to IMG, whether it's in basketball, whether it's in football, I don't know if they have. I think they have baseball too.
They do baseball. I know someone who went down there for
baseball.
But you can go after high school, right?
Yeah, you can go because I think it'll hit me later on. But they eat, sleep, and drink their sport. They go to school there. They practice their sport. They play their sport at those academies.
They pay collegiate type money.
Yeah.
To then not have to pay for college. They pay collegiate type money to attend this high school where they're going to be put in front of coaches, Division I, Division II coaches, so that they don't have to pay for college. So, they go and they stay on the campus. They stay in dorms down there. Like it is a college just at the high school level.
It's right there.
And they travel. They fly to California to play games against Bosco and against Mater Dei. And against Thomas Aquinas, they go. I mean, they go. They travel. They fly everywhere. It's a very prestigious high school. Not like Nebraska high school football, unfortunately.
This is. I'm looking at just what we've got so far. It's kind of a quick recap. Kind of a quick recap for you as far as recruits that have checked in so far. Jaden Doss from Braymore Peculiar from Peculiar, Missouri. Gunnar Gatula from right here at Lincoln Southeast High School. Dwight DeBoodle, Miami, Palmetto. Jalen Lloyd, West Side, right, Nebraska. Sincere Sefiula.
Nice. Nice.
Like how they came out right there. I'm surprised as hell, too. I said it correct.
That was good, AD.
We got Sincere from Bradenton. Jason Majasic. Did I get it right?
Machichak.
Machicho. Jason.
Thank you. Perfect.
Jason M.
can't have too high of expectations.
No. Yeah, you'd be like number 24.
Yeah, number 24.
Exactly. It's like those old video games, the sport video games. Defensive tackle number 24.
Yeah.
Not instead of names.
And of course, Tristan Alvano from Westside High School and Quentin Ives. Am I correct on that?
Yep.
From Palmyra, New Jersey. So we've done well so far. Again, there's nothing unexpected other than who's not on our list.
Joshua Fleeks, transfer from Baylor.
Yep, Fleeks.
Nebraska also got the commitment of Chief Borders from Florida last night.
Oh yes.
That during the basketball game, it was shortly after 6 p.m. They got the commitment from Chief Borders.
6'4", 250.
6'5", 242.
6'5", 242.
Linebacker, immediately eligible.
Mm-hmm.
So
3 years to play for.
I believe so.
Yep.
And then they also have the commitment of Chief Borders' his teammate from the time at Florida, Corey Collier Jr., who is a former 5-star recruit in the 2021 class.
Mm-hmm.
So are we getting Rayola's kid? I mean, and you guys probably talked.
Jay's like, I'm just going.
Great question.
Let's just cut to the chase.
Great question. We can't answer that for you because we have no idea. They also got Florida's long snapper.
That's right, Marco Ortiz.
Yep.
That was last week or the week before.
Yeah. Shout out to Florida for giving us all your players.
Appreciate that. Got to develop.
Thank you to Florida.
Is that a topic we're not supposed to talk about, or what?
Oh no!
You can talk about it. We just don't.
Jay was like, "What happened?"
We asked the guy that we had on the show yesterday, the recruiting expert, and he said before he was committed to Ohio State, it was the chance for Nebraska to land him was like probably about 3 or 4%. Now it's about 12 to 15%.
It's gone up.
So it's gone up. Still not in our favor. But here we
because
are.
You got to think he's the number one recruit in the nation,
number one overall player in the entire.
And there are a lot of schools.
But he could come play for what is his uncle, right?
Yeah. Or he could play for a national championship at Georgia.
Well, he could come here and help us win one.
Or he could play for a national championship at Alabama. Or he could play for a coach that has 3 of the last 4 Heisman winners at quarterback at USC.
Yeah, and Lincoln Riley. So, want to remind you, early signing day coverage sponsored by our good friends at Live Hydration Spa, 72nd and Pioneers. Meet your health goals, plans tailored to your needs, working with our experienced nursing team. Once again, that's Live Hydration Spa, 72nd and Pioneers.
Folks, we're going to take it to break. You're on the drive with AD and Raff. We got Jay Gates in the house, and Nick holding down the laptop and the computers for us. We'll be right back. 93.7 The Ticket.
Listen to 93.7 The Ticket Day, sponsored by Live Hydration.
Successful. They recognize an opportunity. Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
This is Megan Whitaker from the Nebraska golf team. If you've put your clubs away for the winter, it's time to get them back out. There's no need to stop thanks to Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle is home to Lincoln's best indoor golf simulators. It's perfect for every level of golfer, with everything from casual games for the kids to hyper-realistic simulations of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather inside. See it yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than so. Call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off. Mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934. S Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Rico here from Brooklyn Daycare. Look, I have 2 young kids, and my wife and I both have full-time jobs. So we need a place we can trust to take care of our kids during the day. That place is Little Brook, and 2 years old to school, also experienced teachers. Call them today at 402-742-0363. See it for you and your kids. Little Brooklyn Daycare, located in Fallbrook in Northwest Lincoln.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals. And get your lift with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you in holiday starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
2022 flew by fast. Holidays, Mullen Motors is looking ahead to 2023 and trying to open up space on their lot. Stop by Mullen Motors for their year-end sale and select from some of the best options of used vehicles and link best prices of the year. Don't end the year in your aging vehicle. Search Mullen Motors lot 48th and Lake.
No tagline, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and I'm back with Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, you said to me earlier you have a lot going on at the dealership. Can you tell our listeners about it?
Sure can, Charlie. As I've said before, if you don't see a vehicle on our lot that you're looking, probably on its way soon.
So, how many new Hondas do you have in stock or on the way?
We have a total of over 325, Charlie, with the great selection of Bullets and Ridgeline in stock right now.
Well, we have been talking about the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars for several months. How is that going?
People love it. We're buying all makes and models, whether they purchased the car from us or not. I mean, really, it's a no hassle, and we will pay them cash on the same day.
Come experience the of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket's coverage of early National Signing Day, sponsored by Live Hydration Spa. Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Chris Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. It is signing day. It is Wednesday. And first of all, for you folks that are driving out there, please be careful. In fact, tell us the temperature where you're at right now. We're located, obviously, here in the heart of downtown Lincoln. Not downtown Lincoln, Midtown Lincoln. We're on 48th Street. I got on my phone right here 9 degrees, actually 11 degrees. What you guys got popping?
I got cold.
Got cold. I got cold.
Yeah, I'm out on this.
It is absolutely cold.
Let us know what the temps are, where you at. If you're working outside, be safe out there. If you're driving someplace, I know LPS was called off here in Lincoln. Jay, was you guys at Norris called off too out there?
Oh, no. My kids went to school.
They went to school?
Yeah. Go to school. Get out of here.
Okay.
Go learn something. Actually,
school got called off, but Jay still sent me.
They up there with the janitors hanging out.
My son had finals today. Yeah, I mean, you can cancel finals because it's 9 degrees.
I'm pretty sure they canceled today and tomorrow.
That's Lincoln Public School.
Yeah,
they did.
LPS did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Chris Raff is 37 miles north of Dallas. He goes to 730 north of Dallas. 37 degrees north of Dallas. Be careful out there, Raff, driving, bro. Pecan Pie says the truck says 13 at Old Cheney, Nebraska Parkway. Be careful out there, P-Money. Brad from Baldwin, it's cold and snowing. And then Kelsey from Mississippi says, just turn you guys on. That fax machine noise gets me going. I wouldn't take any stock on what that guy told you about the percentage chance of where I will go. Literally just a guess on his part. I still think he ends up at USC, and he very well could.
We'll see what happens.
You never know right now.
There's a whole year left until he signs.
Who?
Dylan Raiola.
Eric says, "Oh, Raff, bleep it off." Raff can bleep off. Breezy Scott says 20th at Cornhusker. Space Caesar going under my desk. A balmy 75 degrees from my feet. There you go. You got to keep the feet warm, man.
Exactly.
Got to keep the feet warm. Should have got.
Be careful.
44.91. Yeah, I see that one. Should have just kept the schools open. It's inconveniently cold, but just like every other winter.
Exactly. You can just gloss over that word.
So you guys, you guys sneak me in.
That word sneaks in there. 80. I know you're in a good spot, but
man, I'm like Ron Burger. Read everything on there
on the teleprompter.
So when you're texting in, be careful with the language, because if I'm not being conscious of being aware, you're gonna be getting fined by the FCC on here.
Yeah.
Kyle, nice space heater working, building a crib, man. Kyle, be safe in there, brother. Dylan from Hutchinson says 23 feels like 12. Nyla, Nyla, almost K-State, dang it. Seward schools are closed tomorrow, but still went today. Too cold if you ask me. Here's why, folks, that when the temperatures get real cold, like you get to start the single digits. Here's why I always have a soft part for that. I was one of those kids growing up. We didn't always have the biggest coats to wear, so we wore multiple coats. And some of these kids today, now you go out to different parts of town. Parents are dropping kids off, or a bus picks them up. But even then, some of those kids are waiting at a bus stop with a dadgum windbreaker on because they just can't afford. Mom and dad can't put their coat. That's why I never have a problem when they cancel school when the temperatures are in single digits like that, man. Because it's cool for the kids that are getting dropped off right in front.
Right.
But you got some kids that are walking to school that don't have that same luxury.
Let's before we get to the history, let's pause 10 seconds.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 937 The Ticket.
All right, we'll get back to your text in a sec, but now we're going to let Sam Cooke sing to us a little bit.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
Well, folks, I tell you what, the world got a little dimmer overnight when the Franco Harris, and obviously me being a Steelers fan, I'm awfully biased, but if you're just a football fan, Franco Harris was 72 years old, passed away in his sleep from what his son reported from just passing his sleep. Unknown why he passed away, but 72 years old. And the thing that's so let me play this clip first. I'm just going to play this one. This is the immaculate reception right here.
Last chance for the Steelers. Bradshaw trying to get away. And his pass is broken up by Tatum. Tipped off. Franco Harris has it. And he's over. What? Franco Harris grabbed the ball on a deflection. 5 seconds to go. He grabbed it with 5 seconds to go and scored.
Let's watch this again.
1 million to 1 odds on this one.
Ricochet out there off of Jack Tatum and into the man of the year, Franco Harris's hands.
Here's the miracle of all miracles.
How many times have we seen that clips over the last 50 years?
Oh, Jay. I mean, I get goosebumps even when like I said, my brothers, I was laying in bed, just listening to sipping those guys a little bit, just kind of get my notes together, just laying there a little bit. And I get a text from my brother, with the tweet, the report on ESPN that Franco Harris passed away last night in his sleep. When you go to the Pittsburgh airport, there's a huge statue of him bending down, making that catch right there. And I got a picture of it. And just when you think of Pittsburgh, it's synonymous with Franco Harris and Bradshaw and the Steel Curtain and all those legendary. And he was only 72 years old, man. In this weekend, his jersey was going to be retired at the Steelers-Raiders game. This weekend, they were going to have that ceremony for him. Jeez. So it's just, Cubs Capri, forever Rip Franco, forever Steeler. Absolutely.
Once again, our coverage of early National Signing Day sponsored by Live Hydration Spa, 72nd and Pioneers.
Here we go.
We got another one. This is in form of a legacy recruit. It is not Dylan Raiola. It is not Dylan Raiola.
My eyes were like, what?
I know. I got you guys.
Don't you be doing that, Nick.
This is in the form of an interior offensive lineman, 6'4", 270 from Creighton Prep High School. Sam Sledge has officially signed.
Bob Sledge's son.
And he is officially in.
Mark and Sam Sledge,
So there you go.
Sledge is Creighton Prep, 6'4", 270. His dad, Bob Sledge, played in the mid-'80s. In fact, Bob Sledge played with some great guys. Mark Tranowick, it's one of the guys he played with back in those days. Those were some great linemen back then, man.
All the 80s, yeah.
Yes.
So as of right now, Nebraska has the addition of Joshua Fleeks from the transfer portal. That was a surprise today, or Josh Fleeks. I would also add that we looked up his times, or I was looking up his times during the last break. He has put on 30 pounds since the start of college. He is now weighing 204 pounds. He is listed at 6 foot even. He played wide receiver for Baylor out of high school, where he was a dual sport athlete in track and football. So once again, it fits that profile for Matt Rule and company. He ran his 100-meter dash in 10.41 and ran his 200-meter in 21.32 seconds.
See, that's why I love track athletes, because the clock just does not lie.
Nope. Yeah.
When you're recruiting for speed and Matt Rule came out and said, we want speed, the guys who run track post those numbers, and there's nothing else to be said. It's either you're fast or you're not.
Right. Either you got it done or you didn't.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So I apologize for taking the hard turn from Franco Harris to Sam Sledge and Husker recruiting, but here we are.
No,
that's okay. You know, I know our boy's a Steeler fan.
Yeah, exactly.
But as a replay guy, I would love to have a low end zone shot to confirm that ball didn't touch the ground.
Cut that man's mic immediately.
You know, I've seen the 30 by 30. You know, I think there is some question that we should have stopped the game and done a review.
Spoken like a true Bronco guy over there. Yeah, that'd been Terrell Davis, greatest catch ever.
That's awesome.
Oh, we're going some Bills, folks, on the drive with AD and Raff. We got the 97 national champion cornerback in, Jay Gates, but also with some questionable refereeing right there. We'll discuss that. We'll get back more on the ticket.
Your 96 coverage of early national.
Guys, Lindsay Teal from Nebraska Golf Team. Imagine golfing the best courses in the world. St. Andrews, Pebble Beach, Southern Hills, the best of them. Play those courses and more without ever leaving the city of Lincoln at Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle has the city's best golf simulators, 5 high bays that track ball speed, launch angle, club speed, spin rate, and more to give you the most accurate gameplay. Check it out for yourself year-round. Double Eagle Golf, found at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Working at Connell isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits. Plus premiums. dental, vision, and life insurance offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
At Koppel, during the holidays, we take time to cherish our terrific staff, community, and loyal customers that continue to drive that money-saving mile to Louisville, Nebraska. Hi, this is Sean Callahan. I can proudly say I bought my car at Koppel. If you are in the area, I invite you to stop by Koppel Chevrolet GMC's offices in Louisville or check them out online at koppelcars.com. On behalf of Koppel Chevrolet GMC, Merry Christmas and safe travels to all.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can, contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, and bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fit. Jeff and Nicole discuss wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, job for Omaha, and all towns. Biggers, call them at 402-466-6606. More at highelectric.com.
At Allo, I think you deserve the fiber things in life. Like binging your favorite TV shows and movies buffer-free, next level, lag-free gaming, and video calls without frozen faces. So say goodbye to lag and buffering and hello to super fast fiber internet with dedicated 24/7 support for total peace of mind. Plus, no hidden fees, no expiration dates, and no contracts, ever. From dependable service to exceptional support, experience the fiber things with Allo. Go to allofiber.com/fiberthings and switch today.
There's nothing Piedmontese beef you can't find anywhere else from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch on the Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado 4th and Half or visit their website at cpmercado.com to get
Fox KFXL weather brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
A winter storm warning will be in effect late this afternoon into tonight. We'll see a high of 26 with areas of flurries and freezing drizzle this morning a possibility. But by this evening into tonight, a quick blast of snow, 3 to 5 inches will be possible. An overnight low of 11 degrees below zero. A high tomorrow of only around 4 below zero. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket's coverage of early National Signing Day, sponsored by Live Hydration Spa.
Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out.
Welcome into the drive with AD and Raff. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami in history. 13-0. Bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sand Hills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started.
All right, folks, we are back on the drive. We were just talking about off the air updates, turbulence, and things of that nature.
You know what I'm saying?
And I was sharing some of the scary things. We're talking about flights and things for vacations, but also just the weather in general. We got the Hall of Famer Jay Foreman in the house.
Welcome, Mr. Little Foreman.
Welcome, man. Co-host
Little Jay.
Look, man, it's national. It's national like commitment day, Mr. Gates. So I'm just gonna let that slide. Just gonna let that slide, man. You know, we in here.
Well said. Snowy outside, slide.
And then to be honest with you, I almost didn't make it in. I got out of the car, almost busted my butt, man. Hey, your brother would have been down. Your boy would have been down bad in the parking lot.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
And that's the way. That's
You had that little thing around your neck?
No, I would have kept. I would have kept my car alarm going off. So eventually, you would have came and got me.
I'm like, Jay, how long you been staying out here? Long enough that I got a white beard now.
Right? Little light chocolate ice cream, man.
Jay, let's go back. Okay, we're at 2022 right now. Let's go back to your time to when. Let me ask you this: Who was the first school that you got a letter from? If you remember that.
Oh,
who was the first school?
I mean, it was one of the Dakotas, South Dakota, North Dakota, North Dakota State. You know, and I was like, nah. I was like, I gotta do better than this.
It's like too early in the club, right? Like when you first get there, you're like,
Yeah.
not yet.
I was excited because anytime you get your first letter, you're excited. And I think they saw me at I don't know. We did like a quick little 7-on-7 jamboree. You know, it was just like one day.
Yeah.
You know, and they probably sent a letter to everybody that was, you know, a junior, a senior. And you know, then it kind of, you know, my recruitment was real slow. Like my stuff didn't heat up until, you know, we played Lane Kiffin and them in a rivalry game where Michigan State was there. Obviously Nebraska was there, you know, because they were checking out Lane Kiffin, and they had Dave Watson, who ended up being the Minnesota Player of the Year. Tight end, big old dude. And they had another guy that went to, his name was Lloyd Lee, but he was a Power 5 guy, but he's extremely intelligent. And he ended up going to Dartmouth. And so that's when my recruitment started to pick up, you know, like when, you know, we played them. But up until then, it was kind of, you know, slow moving, I guess. And then, you know, the rest was history. All you need is one big hit. Well, it was actually about 4 big hits, Gates. And next thing you know, Nick Saban's at the crib.
Well, no, Nick was at Michigan State at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. Dude,
and my
that's
dad
when you knew it got real.
Yeah, and my dad knew about Nick Saban, and but my dad just broke it down. He's like, man, East Lansing is probably not for you, my brother.
You know, okay,
that was it. That's all he said. Is like, you know, it's not probably the right spot for you.
So Jay, what besides Nebraska? So on your recruiting trip, you know, we've heard that story before a few times. You know, because I know you was hanging. You know, it was a good time.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
Yeah, I was like, dang, they got brothers in Nebraska.
Yeah,
and it was. We went to some parties.
Yeah,
I had a good time.
Yeah,
was that at Claremont?
No, it was at some house. It was like a house party.
We used to have a few of those back in the day, especially on 1010E. I mean, they were epic.
That's probably where it was.
Yeah,
that's the closing house.
Yeah, we had some.
Was there a little red light, the pool table?
Yeah, there was. That was 18 house. That was 18 house.
Man, we had some epic parties. Man, you know what to think about? I'm not going to go too much of the road here for the sake of radio. But I'm glad there was no one had camera phones and camera. And think about this, man. It was just fun when you were after you were in the moment. You weren't trying to take a picture and post it to Twitter or Snapchat.
We was. I mean, when I was on the recruiting trip, like everybody obviously they're trying to recruit you, get you to, commit or whatever. But it felt like everybody was just like welcoming. It wasn't like they kind of do now where, we weren't doing anything outlandish that would end up, or at least when I was on a recruiting trip, would
make the national news.
National news.
And that comes from Coach Osborne, though, saying like, I'm not going to have no craziness.
Right, yeah.
And that's when first of all, we were the Cadillac of college football at that time, too. You know what I'm saying? To where just the brand spoke for itself. And not that you didn't have hiccups from every team, because you're going to have that. But the way that we got guys was like, I never forget Hines Ward visited us, stayed at our place.
Yep.
It was me, Tommy Frazier, Barry Miles, Tyler Williams. And Hines Ward was so cool. But he realized I ain't coming here to sit for 3 years behind Tommy. I'm from Georgia. I can play it. My mom can see me play at home. So, and we had a lot of good guys like yourself, and you ended up staying here. You ended up making that commitment. Jay, what other schools, what Nebraska that you would have went to? Okay, before that, if it wasn't Nebraska, what was your number 2 school?
I was probably set to go. Well, my number 1 school, even before Nebraska, was Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Dad's father, like son.
Yeah, like they called. This is back when they could call, like say, like July 1st. And I had my own phone, little line, because I was, waiting for that. You waiting at 7:00 in the morning, that bad boy to ring. They called and offered, and I kind of committed. Didn't hit the airwaves or nothing. But then I think they kind of felt like, since I was a legacy, that I was in there, and then it gave me more time to think. You know what I'm saying? And then, I didn't know, it was the offensive line coach that offered. I didn't know, I kind of felt like, is this a real offer or whatever? Right. I didn't tell anybody except my dad. So that was my number 1 school. That's family. And that's what I grew up a Hurricane fan. And then again, like, we played Lane Kiffin and them, played well. And then next thing you know, Nebraska was calling. Iowa was on me before Nebraska. They had a running back coach. His last name was Triplet. We had a great connection, along with their defensive back coach. And I went there, and that's probably my closest number 2. Miami was in the extra stratosphere, but they went on Pell Grant probation.
Imagine that.
And so then I was like, my dad ain't going to be able to see me play maybe once a year.
Right.
Then I started to think, which kind of correlates to Nebraska kids or whatever, when Nebraska tries to, when we had the Cali-Nebraska thing, I'm thinking like, all right, I'm from Minnesota. If it came down between, say, like me and Aaron Davis, that's from Florida, their obligation going to be a kid from Florida. How realistic chance are they really? Because I looked at the roster, they had like 6 cats that weren't from Florida or like Georgia down there. So I'm like, all right. Then I came to Iowa, everything was all good. Actually on my recruiting trip, Tavian Banks took me out, who was running back.
He's a bad boy, man.
Me and Tim Dwight. Tim Dwight was yoked up then, still
fast,
but you could tell he was enhanced. His brother was balding in high school. Like, bro,
what type of stress you got? You already going bald.
Right. And we went. They took us to Iowa, basketball game, did the whole thing. And
Hayden Fry, the coach. That time?
Yeah, he was. And so we're sitting in there watching tape, and I'm sitting there like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm coming in and taking cat spots at safety. I know that for a fact. Because he was like, you think you could do that? And I'm just like, yeah, I think I could do all right. But then it was me and Eric Thigpen. Eric Thinpig, he actually ended up going. He was from Chicago.
Yeah.
So they were real honest. You were the 2 safeties that we want. Eric's already committed. You 2 guys will be there, 4 years to be, freaking frack or whatever. And then as soon as he showed the tape, and I was literally ready to commit. Matter of fact, I called my dad this morning. I'm like, this is where I want to go.
But you were like 190 pounds at that time, right? Like a safety size. You weren't a linebacker size. I remember your freshman year.
But I was knocking cats' heads off. I played 2 games, 2 games at safety, and I was headhunting. So
confidence has never been an issue.
But it was, there was cats laid out. That's one thing. I wasn't going no interceptions. And so I remember calling my dad, and I was like, I think I like this place. And it's closer.
Yeah.
And he stopped the tape. And I remember Coach Triple was like, I got something to tell you about that for you to think about or whatever. And hopefully this doesn't, stop you from like coming to Iowa. And it was something like, I did too good on the ACT, because I actually studied for it, versus my GPA. It had to correlate. It was Iowa, Arizona State, who was recruiting me as well, and then USC, who was not recruiting me. Those three schools had this, it had to, be a correlation. So I would have had to go to summer school and not get credit for it. By then, I was like, no.
I'm not going to get penalized for doing well in the ACT, basically.
Then Nebraska was, started to kind of heat up, because it kind of correlated with that game. Northwestern was up there. I remember Northwestern, and that was when they went to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
That Gary Barnett and all them.
Yep.
Pat Fitzgerald was a linebacker.
Yeah.
Autry was the running back. And we sitting.
I forgot about Autry, man. That was a bad boy.
Those are the PlayStation games.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Doing work. And they had one receiver.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there. It was Coach Barnett and my dad and me. And and he was telling me about the alumni, Chicago. It's a big market. After football, you have a job, and we got it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I could do it. He's like, you're gonna be part of the program, part of the continue to be successful. And he's like, I was like, look, coach. He's like, you got any questions for me? I'm like, look, man, I'm thinking like Northwestern is like Stanford, and I know how much I like school and studying.
Right,
not that much. So I said, I knew I got in by interest, you know what I mean? I said, what's up? How you gonna? I'm thinking like year 2 or 3 when the school gets hard. How am I gonna stay eligible? He's like, Coach Barnett was like, man, you ain't got to worry about that. We'll get you in, right? If you know my dad, he had coffee. He had coffee, and I can't say what he said. So he stands up and kind of slams his coffee, on the thing, and he wasn't mad. He's like, yeah, you gonna get it. You gonna get his, what in there, but how you gonna keep him in there? Because my dad was like, how you gonna keep him eligible? But then he said, I got one rule. He's like, once I hand him off to you, his better not be coming back here without no degree.
Right.
So it's on you. and so that was it, man. But it really came down to Iowa and Nebraska. Because they did tell me they could kind of find a way for me to get around going to
circumvent that.
Yeah.
Yep.
It can, you know what it is? Coach Osborne came the day before you guys were leaving off to play Florida State. And
well, Jay, we love that.
Right.
Well, come on, we don't care. Your ACT score's adequate from what I understand.
Oh, I was in there. I had a 24. I had a 24. I know he's thinking like he's looking at the GPA, how this brother get a 24. But I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you what Coach Osborne did.
What did he say?
He came to school, and that was when they couldn't even talk to you.
Yeah.
So it was essentially he could just look at you, just kind of make sure that you're somewhat what they say. And he talked to my coach or whatever. But then when he came to my house, he talked to me for a little bit. But he broke Chuck Foreman down
That's how
systematically. Because my dad was like, hey, he going to Miami. My uncles went to Miami. This is a hurricane house. Sell me on my dad. He knew everything about my dad.
Yeah.
About my grandfather playing at Bowie State, play basketball at Bowie State and all that. Next thing you know, my dad was like, yeah, okay, I'll be okay with you going there.
You know what, Jay? Coach Osborne was one of the ultimate closers in college football.
There's no doubt about it. You
hear stories from Ricky Simmons to Tommy Frazier, where Tommy said Lou Holtz was at his house and made his mom nervous because he was walking around so much. Coach Osborne went there and took care of that. With the great Chuck Foreman, your pops went there and took care of that. Story after story after story, Jay, where he closed deals, man.
Well, Coach Osborne, I remember hearing stories, and it's legendary that even when he walked onto a high school campus, word got around that it was like presidential visit.
Yeah.
Like Secret Service is here, and Tom Osborne's here, and he is coming to see Jay Foreman.
Right.
So then all of a sudden the teacher's like, oh, Tom Osborne?
Right.
Jay, you need to come.
No matter where he was at in the country.
Yeah. And he walked in, and there was,
Partner of the Sea.
Yeah.
They got me out of Dwayne Perjak was my favorite teacher in high school. And I was in his class, and they came running there, and Jason Spinhardy came in there, and he was like, Jay, Coach Osborne is here today.
Tom Osborne
and literally came into class, and Dwayne Perjak was like, all right, you can leave. And I didn't know nothing about Nebraska besides Miami would break them off come January 1st or 2nd.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
And think about this, Jay. Your recruiting class was the one that changed the trajectory, as far as championships
go. I told Coach Osborne, I was like, man, you ain't start winning until we got here. Right? You need
wow.
Hey,
wow,
man.
I never heard that.
Yeah, man. you
Jay was like, did that brother fall down the parking lot and hit his head?
Hey,
I remember saying, hey, yes, sir, I would love to walk. I would love to.
I told him after the first one, I said, Coach, man, y'all needed a little bit more spice, man, because we kind of set stuff off in the dorms. We need you need to bring some life to this program. No, I'm just playing.
Folks, that is from the Hall of Famer. Those are the stories that these kids today will be sharing 15, 20, 28
Hopefully.
years ago now. Yeah, for
After
Jay
they
as
win.
well.
After they win.
Yeah, now if they're lucky enough and blessed enough to walk away with 3 national championships, that's even better. But those are the stories that make today fun for a lot of those athletes and their families. And you heard of here first, 93.7 The Ticket on the drive with AD and Raff. And
Hold
folks,
on. Hold on.
We got action?
Uh-oh. Oh, snaps.
All right, AD, you see the first name listed? Go ahead and try to pronounce that one for us.
Oh, man.
As we have a new LOI.
It's
Dude,
fast.
this
Prince,
is big.
Prince Will, you the man. Prince Will, you the man. That's his name.
Let me see.
Prince.
You guys try to pronounce it, and then I'll let you know how you guys
Prince,
do.
I'm Emilian.
Nope.
Amelia.
Nope.
Prince.
I'm gonna say to Prince. I'm a mom the Sakusa. I'm gonna say to the mom the Makusa. I know
Prince
he's
Well, human.
How do you say his
What
last name?
Here, I got it.
Oh, you gotta read it.
I have to visualize
And we got to come back and talk about him.
Prince Will Uman Mielen.
Uma Million.
Uma Million.
Uman Mielen.
What position does he play?
6'4", 225, man.
Sacked by number 91, Prince Well, Island.
Bingo, exactly. Exactly.
Bring it up third down.
We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk about Prince. You.
Number 97.
You're on the drive with AD and Rav. We got Foreman in the house. We got Gates in the house. We got Nick holding it down. We'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket's coverage of early National Signing Day, sponsored by Live Hydration Spa.
2022 flew by fast. And while you celebrate the upcoming holidays, Mullen Motors is looking ahead to 2023 and trying to open up space on their lot. Stop by Mullen Motors for their just north of 40.
You're gone. Call Placement. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs. Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
This is Megan Whitaker from the Nebraska golf team. If you've put your clubs away for the winter, it's time to get them back out. There's no need to stop thanks to Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle is home to Lincoln's best indoor golf simulators. It's perfect for every level of golfer, with everything from casual games for the kids to hyper-realistic simulations of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather inside. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
At Allo, we think you deserve the fiber things in life, like binging your favorite TV shows and movies buffer-free, next level, lag-free gaming, and video calls without frozen faces. So say goodbye to lag and buffering and hello to super fast fiber internet with dedicated 24/7 support for total peace of mind. Plus, no hidden fees, no expiration dates, and no contracts, ever. From dependable service to exceptional support, experience the fiber things with Allo. Go to allofiber.com/fiberthings and switch today.
Acres, your John Deere dealer, is offering year-end blowout savings on in-stock 2022 compact tractors and mowers. Make quick work of chores around your acreage and save over $4,000 on select John Deere compact tractors equipped with a loader and rear blade. Or save up to $1,000 on select 2022 John Deere Z tracks and loaders. Visit your local Acres store or acres.com to get these solutions for every field. Discounts available on in-stock units while supplies last.
Where will your path take us? Fortune in a new career, or earning a dance for a well-deserved vacation? Whatever. One distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak. Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket's coverage of early National Signing Day, sponsored by Live Hydration Spa. Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Chris Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's Wednesday. We are back on The Drive. It is recruiting day. It is signing day, recruiting day, whatever you want to call it, change your life day, because it was really cool to hear, Gates, it was really here to hear Foreman's story. I mean, you've heard it a number of times.
Yeah.
But just that whole scenario for him, man.
Yeah, I mean, and it really talks about how things have changed, but they've also stayed the same, right?
You know
I mean,
what?
It's a big deal, and for these kids, it's a moment to celebrate. And there's a lot that goes on in these decisions, right?
Yes,
that's
yes.
one thing he talked about. Think about all the different things he mentioned that had an impact on what he was going to do. That's how it's so vital.
Hey, big shout out to my boy, my Husker teammate, our Husker brother, Kenny Cheatham, texted in. Darnell Autry is one of his homeboys, man. Darnell Autry, former running back there at Northwestern. Kenny, appreciate the love. Hey, KC, I think how many segments we got left? We got 3 left segments left.
We got 2. We got 2. This one and the one after.
KC, I'm gonna hit you up because I'm gonna see if you can chime in tomorrow, man, about this whole process, because obviously one of the most highly recruited athletes in Nebraska history.
I remember when he came here, everyone was like, "Why is this man from Arizona State?" He had an opportunity to play basketball and football
and run track
and do everything, and he came to Nebraska
Kenny was
where it was cold, everything.
But you know what he left with? 3 natties.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
I remember going against him as a member of the scout team. I remember going Cheetos every single day.
Cheeto walked down
man
there with
check,
3
man
national
check, man
championships.
check.
Gentlemen.
Uh-oh. Oh, snaps.
So once again, our early signing day coverage.
I feel like we're playing a game. I'm getting excited now. Every time I hear it's like, this is kind of fun.
Early signing day coverage
It's like your
sponsored
parents
by.
said, we got one more gift. We got one more gift.
It's like playing Keno, watching the numbers pop up.
I needed the baseball player.
I got number 79.
So once again, early National Signing Day coverage sponsored by Live Hydration Spa. And we have officially received, or Nebraska has officially received, the letter of intent from Riley Van Poppel.
Oh, wow.
Nebraska's second highest rated commit. So they just got the
lineman.
Just got the LOI from Prince Will Umanielin a moment ago. Now they get it from Riley Van Poppel, a 6'4", 270-pound defensive lineman, a 4-star out of Argyle, Texas. He's been committed to the Huskers since June 13th of 2022, and he's stuck through the transition and stuck through Matt Rule. Visited him a couple times down in Argyle. So Nebraska gets Riley Van Poppel to officially signed to Nebraska.
How many, if you figure this out real quick, Nick, I want to find this text. Someone asked, I think it was Mississippi, asked about our interior linemen. How do we do? Yeah, it was Kelsey in Mississippi. Yeah, Kelsey, appreciate Mississippi Mud Dog, appreciate you, brother. I wouldn't take any. Oh, he was talking about interior linemen, I think is what he was asking about earlier. And I could have been wrong on that. Or that was Strell from Hellman. Yes, that was Strell. Sorry about that, Mississippi Mud Dog. That was Strell from Hallman. Haven't been able to follow closely. This was clear at 8:50. How are the trenches looking for this class?
Yeah, so
thanks, Nick.
Nebraska has, I'll just kind of overall kind of recap real quickly. Yeah, so far, Nebraska has 13 of their 19 commits that were going into the day. They have signed with the Huskers. As of right now, it doesn't seem like any of their other commits are on kind of flip watch, is what we call it. So I would expect all 19 to end up signing. And the reason I say that is because if you look at the guys that haven't signed quite yet, then it's Bryce Turner, who is a Matt Rule specific commit. Dylan Rogers has kind of solidified his commitment already. Mason Goldman is a Matt Rule commit, and Kai Wallen is also a Matt Rule commit. So those are guys that have committed to this staff specifically. The one guy that I would say is the next biggest name to kind of watch out for, Barry Jackson, a 5'11", 175-pound wide receiver. The reason I say that is he's been committed to the Huskers since early July. However,
he's been getting some sniffing.
Yes. So Scott Satterfield, the new head coach at Cincinnati, took over for Luke Fickell, actually got Barry Jackson to go visit Cincinnati a couple weekends ago. So that's the only place. So that's the one that I kind of I'm keeping my eye on, just possible flip watch, but I would feel confident.
Raff, I appreciate this, Raff. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Son of Todd Van Poppel, who used to play here at Nebraska.
Also played baseball for the Athletics.
TVP, I did not know that.
Yep.
TVP, I didn't say PPV. I said TVP.
Yep. TVP.
Todd Van Poppel has been I've been on some trips with him when Dave Remington would fly us to different events around. Well, he flies down to Costa Rica for his events, his fishing events. But Todd Van Poppel comes up here quite a bit for the Remington Award, which is in January. I didn't put 2 and 2 together, Raff. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that.
So other guys that have not quite signed yet, Brock Knutson from Scotts Bluff is kind of obviously a Scott Frost commit or a previous staff commit.
Wait a minute.
It's early out there, though. It's early. They're an hour behind it. So,
exactly.
well, he'll get up and sign.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Dylan Rogers, another one from Cypress, Texas, a 6'3", 235-pound linebacker, is yet to sign. However, talking specifically about linemen,
I need to clarify it. Wrong, man. I'm thinking of Van Norman from Nebraska.
No.
Van Norman.
Yeah.
I know Raff was going, AD, what are you talking about?
Todd Van Poppel just played baseball.
Todd Van Poppel just played baseball.
Athletics.
I was thinking of Van Norman that played here at Nebraska back in the 80s.
Yeah, isn't that Brock?
So wrong one.
Anyway,
want to clarify that real fast.
So speaking of offensive linemen, there weren't a ton in this class necessarily. They got Mason Goldman, like I said, from Gretna to commit just a couple days ago. Then their other offensive linemen are Gunnar Gatula Brock Knutson, and Sam Sledge. I believe that's the only 3 that I've seen on top of Mason Goldman, like I said. But however, I think I wouldn't be surprised, number one, to see them kind of hit the transfer portal a little harder.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
During January to kind of really go towards offensive line.
All right, so the lineman situation on both sides of the ball is an immediate need. So I'm thinking the transfer portal. I mean, these kids are great. These high school kids are great, but this is an immediate need, and someone coming out of the transfer portal needs to come here quickly and start.
Yeah.
So high school kids can sit down and redshirt.
Willie, you're right. Norm Van Brock on the ones I was thinking of back there. Appreciate you. Pecan Pie, I love that picture. AD 8 years ago, I was at Heinz Field for the KC versus Pitt game and took this pick. That is a great pick of Franco right there. Right, and yes, Riley's dad was the number 1 overall pick and MLB draft pick as a pitcher. Chase B, I hope so. You know, I hope this is a building day. We're getting some things going on right there. My boy BT, Brian Tonage, is on his way to work. He said it's 13 degrees. Yeah, Raff, we got it fixed. Chris Van Norman, I got his number on my phone. I'm thinking, why would I think of Todd Van Poppel? Because it's Wednesday. We've been saying a lot of names. Everybody's not an expert like you, Raff.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Knows a lot of meaningless information.
Just go
random
random
stuff. You know, what was the first? Yeah, just go to Houston and mind your own business. And be safe while you do it. Nevertheless,
we don't want you here.
I got you, Raff. I mean, we might change the name to Gates. You know,
we got Nyla, and how many stadium stairs do you have to run for that foreman? He probably had to run quite a bit. Back in the day. In Hisselbear, yes, I did live at Tentini. He says he lived at Tentini as well. Hisselbear.
Oh, yeah.
Not the same time we did. It might have been before, because we didn't move in until like 94, summer of 94. We were there for a few years, and it was time to go. We had to extricate the premises. Gotta go.
Like you said, you don't want to go too deep in that rabbit hole.
No, we're going to leave Claremont Apartments out of this. We're going to leave 1010E out of this because
appreciate that.
Man, there were some good times though, guys. Speaking of good times though, it was cool on Twitter. We were seeing a picture of the coach, some of the coaching staff there down at the stadium, just kind of hanging out together on their phones, watching things come to place. This is a big day, and like I said, we hope. And Gates. If Gates takes Chase B said if Gates takes over for Raff, would it be called the review, not the drive?
Very true.
Oh, and Thunder Not Collins says I had no idea that Jay was a Broncos guy. With that said, Jay, my name is Thunder. Welcome to the drive. Sincerely, every Chiefs fan, aka Daddy.
Man.
Oh yes, unknown texter. 1533 parties at Cherry Hut. Remember Cherry Hut, Jay? Dude, it was out there kind of by the airport.
I do not.
Yeah, for several reasons you don't remember, but nevertheless, we're gonna keep probably rolling.
I was busy throwing my own party. It might have been. I had my own rent to pay.
Yeah, my own rent to pay. Oh man. You bring it back. Yes, exactly, David. Northwest Lincoln by the Grove. That's exactly where it's at. Cherry Hut. You remember that was at? It was Cherry Hut. It was back there by the Royal Grove. Had a bunch of those few spots over there, man.
Oh man,
Nick,
Grove.
if you're Nebraska today, from what we've gotten, what we received so far, what are probably the biggest names? I know we have one more break.
Yeah,
I want us to think about some of the bigger names as we go through this, and we'll close this off on the next segment. That the ones we're mostly anticipated to see right now.
Like in terms of how we're excited that how they pan out, or
which ones of you say that there's a marquee name or names plural
that we need Nebraska to get?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think,
and I wouldn't say need to, but it'd be nice.
It'd be nice too. So I think the remaining 6 that are on this list. It's always good if a National Signing Day doesn't have drama. I think it's important to remember that drama on National Signing Day is not a good thing.
Right.
And so if Nebraska can go into the day thinking that they signed 19 commits and exit the day with 19 letter of intents from everybody that they expected, and then maybe you get a couple extra like they did from Josh Fleeks today. Maybe you get one from Malachi Coleman, who's not currently part of the class, who will announce his commitment in 59 minutes, 10:45. He will announce his commitment. It feels like it's a two-way race there between Nebraska and Colorado. after he just visited the Buffaloes last weekend. Now, so I think that's the biggest name out there for Nebraska right now. I think there's been some stuff on Twitter. There's one name, if we want a far shooting star to cheer for, would be a Johnny Cornelius. Is that funny, right?
No,
Okay.
No, this is Raff texting me some crazy stuff, man.
Anyway.
Is he mad at me?
No, I'll tell you off the air.
No. He's blowing up our group chat, which is why I turned my phone over. But anyway,
is he driving and texting?
I don't know. Hopefully he's writing and
using
texting.
Siri.
Siri,
right?
talk to text.
Safe text.
But anyway, so if you want a far name to kind of watch for later today, a Johnny Cornelius is an offensive lineman, #1 transfer portal target for about 35 schools: Ohio State, Bama, Tennessee, USC, Oregon, all in the play for a Johnny Cornelius. He's an offensive lineman. He won't announce his commitment and his letter of intent until later today. It's a far off chance that he is a Nebraska player or Nebraska commit by the end of the day, but I suppose there's a chance. He was the first place that he visited Nebraska first. Just got done with an Ohio State official visit last.
What I like to see with these ratings and things like that? I'd like to see these rating agencies do a retroactive rating, right? So a class comes in at 32, 25, where a player is a 5-star. Then he gets to school, gets his heart broken, he transfers, whatever. And in that graduating class, Rivals needs to come back and say he was a 5-star,
kind of where they
but
are
he
now.
turned out to be a 2-star, or this guy we missed, and now he's a 5-star.
Yep.
And that class came in as the #2 class, and they didn't win anything. They didn't do anything. Half of them left. So that class actually was number 39. I would love to see a retroactive grade.
How they developed, how they panned out.
Where are they now type series?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Two guys that I'm curious about is linebacker, the edge rusher, Dylan Rogers.
Yep.
I'm real curious about him. And Brock Knudsen right out here at Scotts Bluff. Now, I know that there was some reservations about some of the film that people had saw on him, etc. But I'm just curious of those, and obviously all of them, but those two in particular. I'm really thinking about edge and linebackers for us and interior and linemen, because you win from the inside out. You can have all the skilled players you want, but if you don't have legit players in the interior line on both sides, it doesn't mean we've seen that play out in Nebraska quite a few years.
That's
Right?
why I said we need guys that are proven right now. I mean,
Yes.
that is our weakest link. When they say what is your weakest link, we know it's the line, both sides of it.
IQ crew, yes, Maverick Noonan has signed.
I would also add to that line discussion that it's important that there is a little bit of continuity here.
Yes.
So here's the thing, guys. We were at the Husker basketball game last night with against Queens. We were me, Rico, Nathan. We're all sitting courtside for Husker basketball last night. We were hanging out with we're good friends with Nuri Nuili, offensive lineman for the Huskers. And he was talking about how happy he was that they kept Raiola and how much continuity there is in that room now, despite all the changes around them. The offensive line room was thrilled that Donovan Raiola stuck around, that they were able to retain Donovan Raiola.
That's good stuff. And the one and
there was more to the discussion, obviously, but when we're talking about this specific, I mean,
I like Prohaska.
Yeah.
He can't stay healthy, but I reffed a couple of his games in high school, and I remember, I mean, he's an NFL guy. Yeah. And if he can stay healthy, he's got to stay healthy, but he's a game changer.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's like you don't see a lot of guys that are as tall as
he's
him.
so lean, too.
He's so tall and lean, and so it's like almost, every time right now it just never got looked comfortable, because he's just such a different type of looking offensive lineman than we're used to seeing.
The game I worked, I remember him doing one-handed pancakes.
Yeah. Yep.
One-handed pancakes on the dudes, and I was like, I was doing back judge.
Well, and to have Nuri back too is going to be huge, man.
Yeah, let's be honest.
To have Nuri back is going to be huge. So
yeah, and Nuri will be the first one to tell you he screwed up. But with that,
and that's water under the bridge.
Yep, it's over. Done. And so he served his 1 year suspension, but during that 1 year, he was able to get surgery, get completely healthy, and because he was going to play through injury last year. He was going to play through it last year.
Which could have made it worse.
That was the plan going forward. But now, obviously, things happen, and he ended up being able to get surgery last year prior to the season, and now he's completely 100% healthy.
Right.
So,
I love it. It's a lot going on today, folks, and there's a lot more still to go. There's press conferences coming up. There are interviews that will be coming up. Actually, coaches after today can officially speak on the players, publicly, who they're bringing in. So that's obviously going to be good there as well. Folks, you're on the drive with AD and Raff. What's that?
We gotta do this job. We have a duty.
Here we go.
All right, this one is a Matt Rule commits, a 6'2" athlete. A 6'2", 180-pound athlete that I want to say he ran a 10-2 100-meter dash. And that is Bryce Turner from Bay City, Texas, committed to the Huskers back on December 6th. I want to say, if I remember correctly, he was the first commit of the Matt Rule era. He has officially signed his letter of intent to the Huskers. Bryce Turner, Bay City, Texas.
I love it. And if you look at this class, there's a number of Texans that are on here as well. Mm-hmm. A lot of Texans that are on here. Folks, we're going to keep you updated. We're going to keep you posted. There's plenty more to come. There's a press conference at I think our press conference today is at
2:30.
2:30 today down at the stadium. I know you'll be down there covering that, Nick.
Oh yeah.
And then we also have I think Malachi Cole makes his announcement at 10:45. Yeah. And the fax machines will keep rolling as recruits begin to sign on this National Signing Day, folks. A fun day, exciting today. And thanks for joining us this morning on the Drive with AD. We have the 97 National Champion with us, Jay Gates, as well. And Nick, of course, hold it down on the keyboard. We'll be right back for our last segment.
$93.7 The Tickets. Coverage spot.
Your time with the area for filling new additions, population, and more. And they take jobs for small between. Call them to 402-466-6606 electric.com.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You are so excited until one bad rain and it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Your Christmas list changes a lot as you get older. Dreams of video games, remote control cars, and baseball gloves turn into dreams of shoe. Brown's Shoe Fit is the king of shoes in Lincoln, with brands like Sorel, UGG, and Hey Dudes to make you fashionable and comfortable. Get 2 pairs of Hey Dudes for $100 and buy 3, get 1 free on Smart Wool socks for the ultimate stocking stuffer. And don't forget a reliable gift card for that hard-to-buy-for person in your life. Brown's Shoe Fit at 66 and Q in Lincoln.
Hey guys, Nick Sadert here, and I want to tell you about my friends at Spine and Sports Chiropractic. I experienced a herniated disc in my lower back a few years ago, and thanks to the folks at Spine and Sports, I got back to feeling 100%. At Spine and Sports, they use the active release technique, which involves the soft tissue and can alleviate headaches, shoulder pain, plantar fasciitis, and more. What I like most about the ART method is that your doctor will construct a plan that fits your needs because the technique is not a cookie-cutter approach. Allow Spine and Sports Chiropractic to help you feel better. Set up your appointment today by giving them a call at 402-261-6841.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money at tractorsupply.jobs.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
Acres, your John Deere dealer, is offering year-end blowout savings on 2022 compact tractors and mowers. Make quick work of chores around your acreage and save over $4,000 on select John Deere compact tractors equipped with a loader and rear blade. Or save up to $1,000 on select 2022 John Deere Z-Trax and lawn tractors. Visit your local Acres store or acres.com to get these great discounts. Acres, solutions for every field. Discounts available on in-stock units while supplies last.
Yesterday, your water heater worked just fine. Today, surprise! When you're out of hot water, just call the plumbers at Bryant. In most cases, you can get same-day water replacement. What you won't get is a costly surprise with the bill. At Bryant, the price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. No last-minute extras, spin or ventilation alternatives. Need a new water heater? Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Air conditioning, heating, electrical, and plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Gaina Trucking is hiring Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
From selling a home to even building one, you're doing a lot and need a lender who can help you do it. Like Jennifer Peters of Security First Bank.
There are a lot of ways we can work to find the best fit for your situation. Let me help you with your options.
Mortgage lending from Security First Bank. We're the bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 505011 and 616194.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's.
Winter storm in effect late this afternoon. Tonight, we'll see a high 6, flurries and freezing possibility. But by this evening into tonight, a quick blast of snow, 3 to 5 inches will be possible. An overnight low of 11 degrees below zero. A high zero of only around 4 below zero. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.6.
Is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the 3-7 The Ticket. This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them
Bruno Mars.
There we go. We're back, folks. We're live. It is signing day on Wednesday. You're rolling with AD and Raff. Raff is rolling down in the great state of Texas. We got the 97 National Championship cornerback in the house with us, Jay Gates. Man, thanks for riding with us this morning. We got Nick, of course, running the board, keeping everything running smoothly. Jay, it's signing day, man.
Hey, you know what? I came in here kind of melancholy, kind of chill, not that excited. But the music and the fax machine is now here. I am a complete partner in this overhype of these kids, and I'm waiting for the next fax machine to be played.
Well, Jay, I tell you what, man. I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I kind of am, man. You're welcome to join me this week, man. If you got time, you're welcome to join me.
I'm around.
All right.
I'm in town all week.
Gosh dang it.
Nick was like, "What about me, man?" me and Nick always vibe Good, man. I think it's always fun to have a third voice in there. Just even Raff will actually chime in tomorrow via Zoom.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we'll see. Folks, before we break it off, we have a quick, today's attitude adjuster, today's AD attitude adjuster is this. Obviously with Franco Harris, me being a big Steelers guy, being gone, man, it's celebrate your heroes while they're alive too. I was going to say celebrate your heroes while they're alive, whether that's mom, dad, aunt, uncle, or maybe that's a sibling who's done something for you, but celebrate those people who've been in your corner for you. Man, let them know how much you care about him. And obviously, me having no relationship whatsoever with Franco Harris, but I can imagine his son having to put out that press release this morning that his dad is no longer with us on this side of eternity, if you would. Let those folks in your life know how much you care about them, how much you love them. That's why, for me, Saturday, it meant so much that both of my brothers were at the house celebrating my son. Family matters. My sisters called up from Florida. And letting him know how much we celebrated him. And so let those people in your life know how much you want to celebrate them, appreciate them, and tell them that on a regular basis. And I think Rashawn said this beautifully the other day. Let them smell the rose while they're alive. Hug them while they can feel it. Very true. Send the text message. That person you've been meaning to text, that person you've been meaning to call, make the call, send the text, write the letter, make it happen this holiday season if possible. And to end that off, folks,
couple things.
We got some great news for you.
Couple things. This is bad news.
Uh-oh.
Thursday morning, this is a tweet that is from a chief meteorologist in Omaha. Thursday morning is going to be absolutely brutal across Nebraska. Wind chills at 8 a.m. will be ranging from -30 to -50. Frostbite can occur in 5 to 20 minutes in these conditions.
Oh, my gosh.
So please be careful, folks. As
that ain't no joke
yeah,
right there, man.
That's bad. That's scary. But now let's go ahead and let's just remind it that our early National Signing Day coverage is sponsored by Live Hydration Spa, 72nd and Pioneers. And for one final time on the show. A 6'7", 300-pound offensive lineman is officially in, and it comes from out west in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, in the form of Brock Knutson. So once again, easy, Terrell. Easy.
I love
so Brock Knutson is officially a Husker.
I love this quick statement before we get out of here with you. Special teams coordinator Ed Foley with a strong statement on Husker Radio on recruiting in-state talent. He said there have been some other schools that have been getting in here and made some headway recruiting Nebraska. That's over. We're coming in now.
Ooh.
Do what you got to do. Stop letting them steal from you, baby.
Get them all.
All right, we got a minute. We got a minute.
Jay, any closing words for us, man?
Nah, man.
Who could it be?
Yeah, I'm glad that this is happening because, like I said, this is the lifeblood of the program.
It is.
So these kids, no matter how good they are, bad they are, stars they have, hopefully Matt Rule and his staff is going to be able to develop these kids and turn them into black shirts and All-Americans and everything that comes with it, and find young men to go out and represent the state of Nebraska.
Folks, thanks for riding with us this morning on the drive with AD and Raff. Of course, the 97 national champion cornerback Jay Gates with us. Nick is with us. Be sure to check out Nick later today as well. And folks, if you're on the rides out there on the roads, be careful this morning. Be careful today. If you don't have to be outside, don't. Those who are working outside, take care of you.
Put a blanket in the back of your car just in case.
Flashlight as well.
Yeah. It's cold out there.
Thanks for riding with us on the drive. As always, it's your attitude. It's your choice. Have a great one.